Y'all know me. If it's something I feel like needs to be said or something that's not being said, I'm going to say it. So, recently, we all know what happened with Charlie Kirk, right? And there's been a lot of memes, a lot of people going after him, making light, making fun. Now, I didn't really see a problem with that. And I still don't necessarily see a problem because the irony is there. And the internet is undefeated. If there's irony anywhere, it is comedic, funny to say something about it. I do understand. I saw Charlemagne the God and what he's saying about, mocking his death and how he thinks about being shot and everything and how he feels you don't want to be, gunned down for your opinion. And I totally agree with that. And I understand that. To me, however, with Charlie Kirk and all of the MAGA, it's more about hate. When you have people, other people on platforms, usually, especially if they're black, our platform is anger, is outrage, is disgust, but rarely is it hate. Rarely do you hear us say things like, calling names and defaming and saying how people should be handled. This man called names and he had influence and he put people in jeopardy by, Michelle Obama and this and calling their names. He put them in harm's way. He put them on radar because he represents MAGA, and we know that all of the people in MAGA, you cannot be a MAGA follower, a MAGA supporter, and have good common sense. It just doesn't work. They are radical. They are willing to die. They are willing to go. I mean, look what they did to the Capitol. We're talking about the Capitol of the United States. Something no black person would ever think about doing. So when you talk about free speech, while I agree, because I'm on here, I'm bold, I say a lot of stuff. I don't want to be gunned down by my opinion, but I'm never spewing hate. I do not like, I detest, and I even hate the actions of people that are buying into all of the drama, that is buying into all of the hate, buying into all of the segregation and the separation and the down talking and the browbeating. I hate the actions that we are taking under this poor leadership. And I'm seeing it on so many levels. I see it, everywhere. Because leadership and the leadership regime goes downward. The oil flows downward. So you have to be intentional and to be careful to not follow the leadership. For years, people have had to be careful about what they say, even if they feel something different. This president started even before he was a president, making it okay to say the things that we knew not to say. Keep your biases at home. And he's making it clear. He's making it obvious. And as we watch other people being gunned down, and we watched the senator and her husband, I forget the state that they were in, and they were Democrats, and you didn't see anything. There was no outrage. There was nobody saying, oh my gosh, we're marking nothing. The Republicans were silent. So I think what you're seeing is not us mocking his death, but it's watching chickens come home to roost. And in the words of the late, great Malcolm X, chickens coming home to roost will never make an old farm boy mad or sad, because that's what they do. So when you see the words, to me, it's a lesson. Because when you start digging ditches for people, they always tell you, before you dig a ditch for somebody else, dig one for yourself. Not only that, it's you cannot expect people to run and be supportive to you when you've been dismissive and ignored their cries and their hurts. To openly talk about black people, to openly say that we deserve, and to be nonchalant and cavalier. These are the things that you put out there. And whatever you put out there, whether we like it or not, whether you want it to be that way or not, whatever you sow, you can only reap what you sow. If you go out to some ground, you walk outside your door now. If you have not planted anything for a cabbage to grow, you're not going to be able to pick one up. If you haven't planted anything for a peach tree to be in your yard, you won't see one. You might see a tree, but it won't have peaches on it. All I'm saying is that there are some things, yes, do we need to be responsible? You're right, we do. And I get it, but I think it's not that they mocking his death. I think it's more so people going, wow, do y'all see how boldly this man was speaking? And now look what happened to him. I think people are marveled at, how it seemed like his words and the way his attitude and his actions would go on forever, and how quickly and publicly it was taken out. So it's a lot to unpack. And I see both sides. I hear you, Charlemagne the God. I don't think they mocking, but it's a difference between spewing hate. And that's my biggest thing about all of this. I know we focus on Trump and those who identify with MAGA and the Proud Boys and the KKK and all the people that run for him. But look at the Republicans, those that don't come all the way out, but they are supporting, they are protecting, and they're being silent. They are hiding the same way the Klan with their cowardly tails hide behind the mask. You will know them by their actions. Not everybody is coming out saying anything, but watch their actions. Because this is a time where you got to look. You got to watch. You got to fight. 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 I can't say that enough. And pray. Don't be so backwards like some of the Christians that just want to pray and think God gonna fix it, when some of you are voted for this mess because of really hate, trying to control. But you thought that you could control the control. Think about all the people who said he's hurting the wrong people, and businesses that have gone out of business when they thought it wasn't gonna touch them. That's the scariest part of all of this, is that there are people who are okay with a group of people being hurt, but they never thought it was going to hit him. And I think that's why a lot of people are saying things about Charlie Kirk, because in his prime, when he had an opportunity, when he had a voice, he was speaking, and he was speaking reckless, and he was destroying. So let that be a lesson to us. Be careful what you say. Be careful for what you wish on and how you wish and want to see people. I don't want to see anybody die, shot, or killed. But most importantly, I do not want to see evil thrive either. And that evil is able to run havoc and to instill fear. So, it's been your girl, Candid with Kim. I see both sides.